Welcome back to another broadcast here on Rio Sports Live as we are coming to you from South Padre Island in South Padre Island, Texas. I'm Joe Bowling with you in the RGV as we are wrapping up our boys' side of our 2022 Stars Showcase. And this will be the RGV Rebels taking on the Costal Bend All-Star Boys. I'm Joe Bowling. Joe Gomez to my right-hand side has been at the right-hand side of most guys announcing this tournament throughout the past 2 days. And it all comes down to two lights-out, talented basketball teams that'll tee it up here for the outright championship here in this one. We got about 2 minutes and 16 seconds before we turn it over to the public address announcer and hand it over to the starting lineups. Two teams warming up. The Rebels of the RGV and the Costal Bend on the boys' side. We'll be back with more right after this on Rio Sports Live.
Lead has relationships with multiple industry leaders. Whether you're looking for project-based work or long-term employment, you decide. Our industry-skilled jobs include industrial, marine industries, oil and gas, commercial construction, and renewable energy. We offer work close to home, so you can spend more time with those you love. Lead Staffing, putting people to work and changing lives daily.
Back here in our pregame show, I'm Joe Bowling with you as we are about a minute and a half, some change ticking off on the clock. We haven't seen the arrival of the officials yet, but they'll be on the scene, and then we'll get set for this championship game between the Costal Bend and the RGV. The Costal Bend winners yesterday against the RGV Racers in a game of two halves in which the Costal Bend put up 75 points in the first half and then held on, literally, in the stages of the fourth quarter in which they saw a 30-plus point lead evaporate down to 8 before securing the victory. They punched their ticket into the championship game. The RGV Rebels securing a victory over the RGV Lightning. Joe Gomez, a lot of talent on this court for this championship game.
Both teams are going to come at it. They both were over the century mark yesterday. Two of the 6 teams that were over 100 points.
We are waiting for the officials, and there they are on the scene as we are ready for this championship game. Handed over to the public address announcer. Andy Garcia has been doing a terrific job. I want to give a shout out to all my crew who have been here throughout the 2 days, including those that were here for our banquet, which got it started on Friday night. Our appreciation to each and every fan that tuned in during our broadcast and those that attended here in person for our first annual showcase. Brian Pinkerton got it all started last year by hosting a showcase in which we assisted in, but then the doors opened up for this outright showcase of 2 days featuring 57 different schools, 135 different players playing here to wrap up basketball season on our broadcast side of Rio Sports Live. I say that because it ends the 21-22 season, yet basketball coverage will continue as early as this week because we already have summer league action that has begun in 2 different venues in the RGV, and we'll have crews sliding into those games, and we'll continue with our basketball coverage. Here we go. Hand it over to the PA announcer. This is Rio Sports Live. We'll have the start of this one very soon.
Eric, number 5, AJ Lopez, number 20, Nate Garcia, number 24, Ray De La Casa, and number 35, Donovan Landry. And now the lineup for the RGV Rebels. First, the substitutions. Number 1, Ethan Geratiah. Number 4, Ray De Leon. Number 5, Andrew Omeda. Number 7, CJ Olivares. Number 10, Leonard Smith. Number 11, Arian Elizondo. Number 13, Kenneth Jones. Number 16, Luigi Cristiano. Number 24, David Bazanua. Number 34, Gianni Beltran. And now the starting lineup for the Rebels. Wearing number 2, Sherry Martinez. Wearing number 3, Christian Guajardo. Wearing number 8, Elias Portinelli. Wearing number 14, Isaiah Reyes. And wearing number 15, Renzi Rocha. At this time, fans, we ask you please rise with your headgear as we do the national anthem.
I'll do that one.
And having the national anthem played, that means we're set for one more thing here before this one gets going, and that's the official walking to the center of the court, and we'll tip this thing off. The Coastal Bend will be the visitors on the scoreboard as we transition from our pregame show and head into our actual broadcast of our game. You see the RGV Rebels. They'll be the home team, and they are in the orange or the red uniforms with the black trim, and they make their way out onto the floor. Joe Gomez will do some color commentary on the side here. Again, I appreciate everyone that has been involved in this. If you're watching us on our social media, please share the link on our Facebook, and also like and follow us on our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching there. 12 minutes on the clock. We'll talk about the clock operations of this broadcast on the fly. Tip controlled by the RGV Rebels, and they'll turn it over by throwing it out of bounds. Rebels starting it off with a team with a lot of shooters out there, including Jerry Martinez, was the offensive MVP, received an award earlier this year, or this week, from the Rio Sports Live crew. Coastal Bend with a bucket, that goes up and in. Nate Garcia with the first 2 points with a fadeaway jumper, and the Coastal Bend up 2-0. RGV sees some pressure. They'll throw over the top of that. Pass it inside. There's a turnover as it's taken away by Pete Herrick. Herrick brings it up front side, passes it in the corner. On the baseline, pass one defender. Now the ball's tipped out of bounds. It stays here. This Coastal Bend team, Herrick out of Flower Bluff. We'll run down some other locations in which these players are representing here from the high school level. Lopez with a catch on top. That's A.J. Lopez. Lopez out of West Oso has the ball, guarded by Jerry Martinez. And then there's a foul on the inside called, as posting up was Nate Garcia coming out of H.M. King.
Hey, Nate Garcia, Joe, is the District 31-4 MVP.
A lot of accolades out here when you run down these players. Another whistle.
Also led the H.M. Kingsville Brahmas to the regional tournament there at Texas A&M Kingsville.
RGV Rebels with the ball in the backcourt. They've yet to score a basket. Looking at some pressure again. They'll throw past that. Now they'll try to set up the half-court set. There is a 30-second shot clock. 12 seconds of that has already gone as Martinez catches into a triple team. Got a shot away, but it was short. Might have been tipped. Rebound by the Coastal Bend, and they'll bring it back. A.J. Lopez has it. Out on top, Landry over there joining him. That's Donovan Landry, wearing number 35, also out of West Oso. Lopez gets it off the glass. That goes. A.J. Lopez takes the lead to 4 for the Coastal Bend. Martinez, nice move. Off the dribble now. Right side layup. That one won't go. Rebound tipped out of bounds. That's going to be off of who? They'll say the Coastal Bend touch it. Christian Guajardo was there for the Rebels. Guajardo out of Brownsville Pace. In this case, it was tipped off the Coastal Bend player last. It'll be RGV retaining possession. Pass it outside. They'll bring it back to the mid-court area. Martinez catches there. There's a gamble, a near steal on a hustle play by Ray De La Garza. Martinez three, answer won't go. Rebound in the paint, tipped around. RGV had it for a moment. Coastal Bend secures it as Landry tips it off. Here comes Lopez. Lopez, a quick pass to Nate Garcia. Garcia back to Lopez. Couple of jab steps. Lets it go from three. Short, caught the rim. Rebound by the RGV. They'll throw it ahead, beat him down court. Layup, and count it. First 2 points for the RGV as Isaiah Reyes is able to secure 2 points. Reyes out of Pioneer. Ball goes out of bounds there. I was talking to Reyes. Saw him in some practices as the week was moving along, getting ready for the showcase. They had some plays running in which he was outright just throwing it down. There's a three. Count that.
That was Nate Garcia, Joe, from H.M. Kingsville.
Garcia scores his first points of the game beyond the arc. RGV with the ball. Elias Fortinelli hands it off. Nice pass inside layup, and it won't go, but a foul's going to be called. That means Isaiah Reyes is going to get to the free throw line for the RGV Rebels. Reyes, again, is a product out of the Sherryland ISD coming from Pioneer. He'll be shooting two here. First one is short. 7-2 your lead. Coastal Bend on top here in the first quarter. Reyes is ready for another. He has the only 2 points scored thus far here in this game by the RGV. Adds that, makes it. We'll change that score, my friends. It is 7-2. And now your scoreboard's right. How's that? Make it a 7-3 game as the Coastal Bend has it. Lose it. Here comes the RGV. Off the jab step is Christian Guajardo. Guajardo on a clear out. Outside to Martinez. Martinez takes a look. Sagging defense right now, but they are extending out. Here's an open three in the corner. That won't go. Missed off the mark by Ramsey Rocha. Rocha comes in off of Brownsville Rivera. Again, 57 schools represented here between the players in this showcase. A deep three here. That one's off the mark. Garcia made one earlier. Offensive rebound, though, and put that in on the baseline as Pete Herrick scores 2 more.
Herrick from CC Flower Bluff, Joe, with a 29-5A first-team All-District.
RGV with the ball, down 3. There's a foul at the mid-court area. They'll call that on Nate Garcia. 12-minute quarters, 30-second shot clock, and design media timeouts at the 9, 6, and 3. Here's our first. We'll be right back. It's 9-3 Coastal Bend in the championship of the 2022 Stars from South Padre Island. I'm Joe Bowling. Joe Gomez to my right. We'll be right back after this.
If you want to get in the game, come to Myra Sports and more. Basketball gloves and uniforms too, customized for you. Your family tradition, from generation to generation. From Pee Wee to the MLBs, you can count on us, your hometown sport.
Back here on Real Sports Live and back to action. RGV after the timeout, get a baseline jumper, and that one goes. Christian Guajardo scores his first 2 points of the game. And that 3 counts for the Coastal Bend. Steal now for the Coastal Bend. Right side no good. Offensive rebound by Garcia. Through a double team, he'll be called for steps. Give the ball back to the RGV. Here's an open 3. Plenty of time to let that one go. It misses. Rebound, though, on the offensive side by Reyes. Gets it outside to Guajardo. Guajardo got a screen, flips it right side. Now they're looking for Martinez in the corner. Gets it, goes baseline, bounces it inside. Nice catch in traffic. Gianni Beltran can't get it. A block shot. He gets it right back, puts it up softly off the back of the rim, and it falls home. Gianni Beltran scores the bucket. 5-point game. Coastal Bend with the basketball. Postis out of Miller High School. Gets it over to Herrick. Herrick for another 3. This one's too strong. Rebound by the RGV. They'll beat him down court with a pass to Martinez. Lays it in. Jerry Martinez cuts the lead down to 3. Coastal Bend has had the lead since the opening bucket. Pass from Herrick. Top of the key to Garcia. Garcia backs it out. We're coming up on the 6-minute mark. At that time, we'll have a media break, and we'll see substitution. Garcia scores again, and Nate's got 8. 5-point lead. RGV back with the ball. 3 on the way from the left wing. Count that. Elias Fortunelli for a 3 ball. 2-point game now. Coastal Bend with the ball. Garcia finds a shooter in the corner. Nothing there. They was defending it real well. Get it inside to Reagan Belvin. Hands it off to a cutter. Tipped and stolen by the RGV. Chance to tie or take the lead as we cross the 6-minute mark here in the first. Martinez brings it across. Stays on the dribble against Josh Posis on an isolation. Gets it over to Guajardo. Here's a 3 in the corner for the lead. Count it. Isaiah Reyes for 3. Timeout call, media timeout. 1 point game. RGV on top of the first time. Back after this.
6 Murder Sports and more, where kids get cool stuff.
Back here on Rio Sports Live in South Padre Island. SoPadre.com, one of our sponsors throughout the year on Rio Sports Live. We do appreciate them and the hospitality that we've been granted here as we have been here for now 3 days. Coastal Bend with the ball down 1. Off the dribble this time. This is Ty Dominguez out there. Dominguez wearing that number 21 for the Coastal Bend out of HM King. So 2 players from King on the floor at any given time for the Coastal Bend. A couple of representatives from Miller. You're also looking at Flower Bluff, West Oso. Santa Gertrudis, Bishop was invited to this. A couple of players had to make some late commitments to out of town with travel teams. Otherwise, this would have been loaded even more. Here's a steal by the RGV. Pass ahead. Spinning in traffic. Left hand glass. Count that. Johnny Beltran for 2. Rebels up 3. Now a near steal, they do take it away. This is Kenneth Jones out of Marine Military Academy. Hands it off to Beltran. Gets past one defender. Finds Luigi Cristiano out of St. Joseph. Finds a corner 3 that won't go. Rebound secured there by Caden McClure. McClure to Poses. Poses stays wide for the Coastal Bend. Gets it back to McClure. He can hit from there. Lets it fly. Missed it off the front of the rim. Long rebound out to Jones. Jones. Right side outlet pass to Beltran. Beltran goes left side. He's left-handed. That's his strong side. Missed it. There's Luigi Cristiano, and count that. Luigi with his first 2 points. Again, one of the Bloodhounds on the floor. Represented here in the showcase. Poses for 3. That's off the mark. Malachi Wynn right there. We said that in Miller games all year. 2 more there.
Malachi Wynn, Joe, with the 26-4A second team all-district for the Miller Bucks.
Nice pass that time by Balzadua. Steal by the Coastal Bend, and a whistle blows. They'll call a travel there. Big bump that caused that off-balance, awkward move there by Ty Dominguez. And it's now Cristiano. Spins with a no-look pass to Balzadua. Can take you off the dribble. Got a man in the air. Lets a shot go, and they'll call a foul on the floor. David, a product of the Santa Rosa Warriors. Made a couple of trips to the regional tournament in his career. Had another good season there. A lot of contact there, and Cristiano's going to be called for a charge as Malachi Wynn steps in.
Defensive player of the year for Rio Sports Live.
Malachi Wynn.
Taking that charge.
Still, we were watching the highlight reel out on the lobby and in the theater area here on the convention center. The Malachi Wynn steal that sealed the win in that game against Houston Stafford. Here's Wynn again, goes to work, and count that. Malachi Wynn brings his team within 1. Now a steal. Here comes Mark Garcia. And a foul will be called as they had to do something or Garcia was going to blow past everyone and get a layup. Garcia out of HM King. 3 players from King. Again, they had that magical run this year, Joe, that had a regional tournament right in their back door. Wynn catches, gets it outside to Poses. You better not leave him open all night. That's why. 3 there, Josh Poses.
Josh was a 26-4A first-team all-district selection for Corpus Christi Miller.
Just across the timeline, Beltran off the glass, and softly it falls through. They'll call a foul. They'll count the basket for Beltran. Ties us up at 21 apiece. Foul was away from the ball, so the Coastal Bend will have possession. Garcia has it on the right wing. Good crossover, takes it strong, swatted out of there, and saved back in bounds, and here come the Rebels. Cristiano will bring it ahead. Passes it over to Balzadua. Makes a nice move. Spins against Wynn. Tried to get him in the air. And Malachi Wynn shows why he was a Defensive Player of the Year. David, usually when he makes that move, is looking at an open basket for an easy banker. That time, Malachi Wynn was right there.
Costal is probably one of the best players to come out of Santa Rosa.
Timeout on the floor. Coastal Bend, you see them on your screen. Talking it over. We'll talk about their coach after this break. This is Real Sports Live. Back here on Real Sports Live, you see the RGV Rebels on your screen. Let's take a look at the Coastal Bend. And coach for the Coastal Bend, Joe Gomez. Tell us a little bit about him.
Corey Haywood. He's an AAU coach, runs Culture Complex. So reached out to him, and he wanted to do both coaching for both boys and girls for the Coastal Bend.
Coastal Bend basketball after that break. This is the under 3, so the last substitution of the first quarter occurred there. Here's Poses off the dribble. That one's off the mark. Too strong. Rebound by the RGV. And the Rebels will bring it up. Coming up, the girls' championship game will feature a pair of RGV teams. Rebels get it out to Balzadua. He can also hit it off the arc with the best of them. Dishes inside to Cristiano. Goes to work. Can't hit that. Malachi Wynn secures a rebound. Outlet pass. Here come the Coastal Bend. Garcia finds a shooter. Dominguez 3. That one won't go. And the whistle on the rebound. Going to call that against the Coastal Bend. I think Malachi was trying to free up some extra space in the paint. Rebels basketball. We've had lead changes. Each team has had the lead. We've had a tie here at 21. Balzadua quickly guarded by Dominguez. Takes him off the dribble, hesitates, got baseline, got him to commit, finds Cristiano, and count that. For Cristiano, Luigi now has 4 points in the game. Rebels up by 2. Coastal Bend with the basketball. We're in the first quarter here of this championship game. Deep 3 by Dominguez. He can make that, and he did. Ty Dominguez scores his first points of the game. Coastal Bend now gets a steal. Layup, Dominguez. A little 5-0 run on his own. 3-point lead now for the Coastal Bend. Beltran into a double team. Taken away. Here comes Poses. Poses has it taken away. Here's Leonard Smith. Or Jerediah, that is. Jerediah hands it off. Balzadua will get to the free throw line. David Balzadua.
Both teams are pretty evenly matched here in this first period.
We knew they would be a good matchup against one another. Balzadua misses the first. The 6'3" shooting guard from Santa Rosa averaged 20 points a game. He was the district MVP. His favorite memory was against Milby from Houston. It was a packed crowd. He had 28 points, and they won the game as well. Balzadua gets the points, and the RGV within 2. That one counts.
That was Mark Garcia from Corpus Christi Miller, Joe, with a 26-4A second-team All-District honors for that Miller Buck.
Pressure, but the RGV are able to beat it. Kenneth Jones, corner 3, splash it home. Marine Military Academy represented here in the showcase as Kenneth Jones shows some range. 1-point game, under 30 to go here in the first quarter. Garcia off the dribble. Jones picks his pocket. There's your MVP for the MMA. And count it. Kenneth Jones. Let's take a look at the replay. Brought to you by South Padre Island, sopadre.com. And Kenneth Jones on the right side of your screen. Able to get to the line.
Charter school for MMA. Gets the rebound, Joe. Puts the shot up.
Whistle blows there. There's 15, call it 14 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Coastal Bend basketball.
It'll be Coastal Bend ball.
4 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Just clear out on that left wing. Stay out beyond the arc. This is Garcia. Takes it off the dribble. Off the back of the rim, it won't go. Bazadua gets it. First quarter is history. 1 point game. RGV Rebels on top of the Coastal Bend. We'll be back with more after this on Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
We're the Lady Cougars and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals and you're watching Real Sports Live.
The Brownsville Independent School District continues to provide a safe environment for enriching education. From pre-K3 to early college high school, the award-winning district has advanced its legacy in curriculum, athletics, and fine arts. Teachers are driving the frontier of technology, bringing industry to the classroom. On and off the field, Brownsville ISD students engage in the experiences that...
Back here in Real Sports Live, let's start the second quarter. What do you say? Coastal Bend and the RGV Rebels in the championship game of the 2022 Stars Showcase Weekend. There's a steal by the RGV, and they'll bring it up here as we start the second quarter with a 1 point lead. Christian Guajardo out there, isolated. Gets it over to Isaiah Reyes, spin it over. Almeida now in the game, finds a shooter. That one's off the mark, missed by Arian Elizondo. Offensive rebound, though, for the Rebels. Guajardo gets it outside. Leonard Smith now with the ball. Smith, the product out of Wessico, was at prom yesterday. And he and Andrew Almeida, who just hits that three, are welcome aboard here for day two. 4 point lead now for the RGV Rebels. That's their biggest lead of the game. Earlier, the Coastal Bend enjoyed a lead. Coastal Bend get it in the paint, and that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. They were posting up Reagan Belvin. Reagan Eric Belvin out of Aranza's pass. And it will be Coastal Bend to inbound the ball. Throw it on top to Garcia. Nate Garcia, this is. Behind the back dribble, spins it back to the middle of the floor. Shot clock down under 10. Takes it between two defenders and beats another two and puts that in.
Nate Garcia, Joe, averages 31 points a game, 12.8 rebounds, and 5.7 assists.
He's in double figures scoring here with that made basket. Let's take a look at that on the replay, brought to you by Josh Moody Loans.
He did earn that game MVP yesterday, first game of the showcase.
We'll get to our replays here as we can isolate that. Ball in the corner, get it back outside for a long three. That one won't go. 2 point game at 32-30. The ball goes out of bounds. RGV Rebels will walk to the other end and shoot some free throws. With 10:20 left here in the first half of play.
On Coastal Bend. 1-on-1 situation for the RGV Rebels.
At the line stands Arian Elizondo. First one, no good. That was a 1-and-1, so it will be Coastal Bend ball. Garcia hands it off. This is Herrick. Won't go. Smith gets a rebound. He can go coast to coast. Whistles a pass right side. That's just a little out of range. He had Almeida on his wing to the right side. It's one of those things when you have a player in an all-star game, but he's a guy you're used to seeing running the floor with. You trust I can get that pass in his direction. Here's an open three, top of the key. It won't go for Garcia. Rebound by the RGV Rebels. And they'll bring it up. Stopping for a three off the dribble. That's short. Rebound tipped up. Still a loose ball, and finally secured by Nate Garcia for the Coastal Bend. Outlet pass to A.J. Lopez. Now they've got numbers on the back side of this. And a finish right there. Back on the other side. Spin it out for Martinez. Into the corner it goes. There's a three. Count that. Christian Guajardo for three for the Rebels of the RGV. 35-32 your score. Coastal Bend with the ball. Lopez from the corner. Spins it inside to Belvin. Goes to work through a double team, and they'll foul him. Be Coastal Bend ball out of bounds on the baseline. Herrick will throw it in. The next foul will be a 1-and-1. Coastal Bend with the ball. Clear out for Garcia. Garcia going to work. Good defense by the RGV Rebels. Here's an open three. That's off the mark. On the rebound, a foul will be called in the paint. And we'll walk to the other side. Nice job of blocking out on the box out. Leading to this free throw chance for Leonard Smith. Smith again out of Westico.
Foul on Coastal Bend. At the line for the Rebels, number 10, Leonard Smith.
Smith, a 6'2" senior guard. First free throw on the 1-and-1 was no good.
Got rebound by De La Garza there, Joe.
Here come the Coastal Bend. Stay outside. Lopez with the ball. A.J. Lopez from West Oso. There's a whistle and a foul. That should be a free throw opportunity coming up for the Coastal Bend. Should be a 1-and-1.
A.J. Lopez with the Texas High School Coaches Association All-State. Also all-academic team and all-region 4A team.
Still nothing doing on the bonus. Not sure what's happened over there on the score clock. We'll keep our eye on that. Coastal Bend with the ball. Spin it outside to Herrick. Herrick into a double team. Taken away nearly by Martinez. He does get the steal. Forcing the turnovers. The ball is kicked out of bounds by the Coastal Bend. There's a media timeout on the floor. 35-32 is your score. The Rebels of the RGV lead on this one. Joe Gomez. I want to talk about a little sponsorship here. Alan Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Aransas Pass, Texas. Trying to be our next big sponsor here on Rio Sports Live. If you want to take a look, scan this QR code. And if you're watching this game in the Coastal Bend, you get a chance, go by and see them at Alan Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and say, if nothing else, hey, thanks for being a part of our broadcast of our showcase basketball here from South Padre Island. Scan the QR code, obviously, to get some good deals on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. But from the Rio Sports Live perspective, stop by in Aransas Pass, Alan Samuels, and say, hey, thanks for being a part and helping us showcase the athletes here on Rio Sports Live. Coastal Bend back on defense. Here come the RGV Rebel All-Stars. Guajardo to Smith to Martinez. Corner three, Elizondo. Bury it. Rebels up by 6. McClure nearly has it stolen. Fights to retain the ball. There'll be a jump ball on the possession change. It will be RGV basketball. Give me a mic check, Joe.
Check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Fans tuning in, let me know if you can hear Joe Gomez loud and clear now on my right-hand side. Guajardo has the ball for the Rebels outside to Martinez. He's got range from right there if he wants it. Doesn't. Smith catches. Back to Martinez. Corner pass, looking for a cutter. Skip pass instead. 3, Elizondo. That's off the mark. In the paint. Rebound secured by Donovan Landry for the Coastal Bend. Herrick with a nice steal. Landry there to help him out. Landry waits, gets it to Herrick. Now it goes in the corner. This is Lopez. Lopez on the baseline. That's a whistle as he goes for the shot. And he'll make his way to the free throw line, A.J. Lopez.
AJ from the Running Bears of West Oso High School, senior guard, averaging 14.9 points per game for the Running Bears.
He was the THSCA All-State Academics, TABC All-State Academic, TABC All-Region, first All-South Texas. Best basketball memory was playing with AAU team, the Texas Dream, traveling across Texas and playing in Las Vegas. Said his favorite game this year was Miller against West Oso because of the atmosphere. Joe, you were there for those games as Miller and West Oso teed them up.
We did both of them, one at Miller, back on New Year's Eve.
There's a layup by Andrew Almeida for the RGV All-Stars, and they up the lead to 7 now. Coastal Bend with the ball. Staying outside. With the ball is A.J. Lopez again. Spins it inside. There's a turnover. Here come the Rebels. Martinez, 3. Answer, no. Rebound. Rebels secure that on the offensive board. Back outside to Martinez. Puts it on the dribble this time. Into traffic. Off the glass. It won't go, but he'll get fouled. And that'll put Jerry Martinez to the free throw line for the RGV Rebels. Martinez, a junior. It's the first free throw. Martinez listed at 6 foot. He's a junior. St. Joe Bloodhound. MVP, also a first-team All-Stater. Favorite memory when he beat Brownsville Pace in Game 2 of a tournament. They had lost to him in pool play and came back and beat him in the bracket play. That was his favorite memory of this past season.
That was a good block out there by McClure.
1 point game with the Rebels on top. Check that out. 8 point game with the Rebels on top. Inside, that layup won't go, missed by Poses. Quick rebound, and here comes Leonard Smith. Outside it goes, a deep 3. That's off the front of the rim. Martinez rebound. Spins it outside to Guajardo. Guajardo for 3. Buries it. Christian Guajardo from deep beyond the arc. And the Rebels have opened up an 11-point lead. They've outscored the Coastal Bend here, 15-5 here in this second quarter. Coming up on the halfway point of the second. Landry off the dribble. Has that tipped away. Stolen. A pass ahead to Martinez. One man to beat. And he does. Jerry Martinez with the bucket. Timeout called by the Coastal Bend. The lead is up to 13. We saw this yesterday, Joe. The Coastal Bend All-Stars at times were just literally unstoppable. And then they went through a span in the second half, early on in the third quarter, in which they saw a 35-point lead go away. But this team certainly has the capabilities of turning it right back on and scoring a bunch of points in a hurry.
Correct, yeah, they sure do. But both of them are going at it. You know, there's a lot of pride here. You know, both coaches are coaching. Actually, I think he gave me, you told us earlier that we got a compliment that these coaches were actually coaching.
They were watching the game, and I had coaches talking to me last night saying, hey, I appreciate everything in this one because it's a rarity when you see an all-star type event in which the players are outright playing to win and the coaches are on the sideline coaching it up. Our sideline shots by Bert Ruiz and Jammer Ruiz coming your way. Jason on the switch. Ruben Rodriguez, who's been a primary play-by-play here for the last couple of days, is on our center cam right now as we resume play. See what the Coastal Bend does to try to offset this 13-point deficit. They go inside to Malachi Wynn, back outside for a Herrick 3. Oh, yeah. When your shooters are camped out like that and they can catch and shoot squared up already, that's pretty much a given that the points are in the book.
Not only was Herrick a 29-5A first team.
And there's a 3 by Ethan Jarediah. Jarediah showing he's got the range. Jarediah from Rio Hondo. Back to a 13-point lead for the RGV Rebels. Lopez trying to isolate Malachi Wynn. Goes against Luigi Cristiano, and he fades away and makes it.
For a big man, he sure does have a soft touch there, Joe.
Real soft touch for Malachi. RGV Rebels with the ball. Outside it goes to Jerediah. Jerediah hands it off to Beltran. Beltran scored some points early on in this game. He's got 6 already here in the first half. Cristiano, Beltran. Back to Cristiano. He's got range out there as well. Spins it over. Jerediah thought about it. We're inside 10 on the shot clock. Balzadua tries to spin past the defender. Gets it outside. Shot clock down to 3. Here's a 3 on the way, and it's good. That's Elias Fortunelli from beyond the arc for the Rebels. They extend the lead now, 52-38. Garcia has the ball for the Coastal Bend. Takes it left side, lays it up, no good. Wins there. Malachi has it tipped out of his hands. It stays here in the Coastal Bend's hands. Coastal Bend to inbound the ball. Get it to Landry. Landry on a crossover. Takes it. Oh, low look pass. Look out, Mr. Official. First of all, it was Malachi who never saw it. It was lucky it didn't glance off of him, and when he was able to get out of the way, the official, just no chance. He never saw that ball coming, Joe.
That was a bullet at close range.
Back come the stars of the RGV Rebels. Jerediah. Outside, Cristiano, no look. Beltran 3, no. Rebound. Balzadua has it taken away as Malachi Wynn gets it for the Coastal Bend. Coastal Bend down by 14. Lopez on the side gets it to Wynn, who extends to the top of the key. Off the dribble, they'll take that away. Cristiano has it. Luigi can bring the ball up, and he does. Again, he has range. Thought about that 3. Steps it inside to Jerediah. Fadeaway jumper. Soft touch. Got it. Ethan Jerediah scores 2 more. He's got 5 points here in the first half. Lead is 16. Lopez misses that runner. Rebound by Cristiano. Cristiano, outlet pass. Here's Fortunelli. Elias looks inside, back out to Beltran. Beltran back to Fortunelli. Inside to Cristiano, back to Fortunelli. Bounce pass on the baseline. Balzadua has it. Clears out. David goes to work on the baseline. Throws that one overhead, taken away, and here comes Nate Garcia. Garcia, 1-on-2, nearly stolen. Ethan Jerediah said, I took that away. The official says, not this time. Nate Garcia will get to the line. Good attempt there on the defensive side. And Nate Garcia will be at the free throw line when we return. It's the championship game on the boys' side of the 2022 Stars Classic from South Padre Island. I'm Joe Bowling. Joe Gomez to my right-hand side. This is Real Sports Live.
Brownsville Independent School District, the best choice.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
I love what I do. I really
love what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
Back here on Real Sports Live, Joe Gomez, Nate Garcia will be at the free throw line when we return, and you talk about some accolades.
Yeah, Nate is from HM Kingsville, the Brahmas. He's a senior point guard, 6'2", averaging 31 points a game for the Brahmas.
His awards this season, he took his team to the regional tournament. He scored 2,700 points in his career, was an MVP 2 times. His favorite memory was when he played against Zapata, and he had 45 points in that game. It was the best game because I played well, and number 1, it was just a great atmosphere. Best basketball memory overall, taking his team to the regional tournament this year, or having my jersey, number 20, retired. Makes 1 there for the Coastal Bend. They'll fall back on the defensive end. Garcia leading the team in scoring, but that made free throw has 11. Jerediah lobs it inside into traffic. Beltran with a nice catch. Here's a 3 by Fortunelli, and he got it. Again, those shooters, when they're out there waiting for that pass and their feet are already squared up, are just outright deadly. Garcia, fadeaway. Oh, count that. Nate Garcia for 2. Has 13. Up and under by Jeremiah, and he'll draw a whistle. Let's go back. Replay here by Josh Moody, Loans.
At the line for the Rebels, number 1, Ethan Jeremiah.
Look at this fadeaway here, go in. Jeremiah at the free throw line. Ethan Jeremiah misses the first. Ethan, 6-foot senior. Gets 1. Coastal Bend with the ball. They scored 28 points in the first quarter, have been held to just 13 here in the second. Spin move by McClure. McClure is going to draw a foul. And Caden McClure will make his way to the free throw line. Now we got is it a technical foul call, Joe?
Looks like a tech on the coach.
Technical foul on the RGV Rebels.
We'll send Josh Poses to the free throw line. And McClure will shoot free throws. McClure's first one's good. Now this is a 1-and-1, so that'll count. Now he'll get a second free throw.
Don't know if it was on the coach or on Ramsey Rocha.
Not sure. Either way, Coach Molina was talking hard with the officials. He's still up walking around, so I don't think it was on the coach.
Yeah.
McClure 1 of 2 at the line, and now Josh Poses will come in. Well, he wants to come in and shoot the technicals. Caden's like, I shot a lot of technical fouls when it came to the free throws for Santa Gertrudis this year. Josh Poses is like, so did I. Either capable of making it. Poses wins the argument on the debate and shoots the first of 2. Got it. If you're going to debate with a shooter that you're going to get to the line, you better make these free throws.
Yeah, Josh is a senior point guard for Corpus Christi Miller. Was a first-team All-District for 26-4A.
Next one is no good. We had some colleges up here yesterday. I know some college coaches are tuning into our broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for attending those who were here yesterday. Poses is one of those guys that playing with bigger and better competition seemed to bring out his best games. McClure 3 won't go. Rebound by the Rebels. Outlet pass. Fortinelli. He got it and got fouled.
On that note, Joe, with the coaches, big shout out to Coach Larry Tidwell that spoke at the banquet Friday night.
Tidwell was a Hall of Famer. He's in a couple of Hall of Fames. He's going to be inducted into another one as well. He was our speaker at our banquet, which tipped off the weekend. Fortinelli misses the free throw. The lead, though, is 17. Poses misses that, and then a foul's going to be called. And we'll walk to the other side and shoot more free throws for the RGV Rebels. As in this case, Arian Elizondo out of McAllen Memorial will step to the line. Misses the first. Second one also no good, so 0 for 2 on the trip. Coastal Bend ball. Here comes McClure. They'll get it on the corner baseline. That's tipped out of bounds. RGV Rebels did not tip that as it goes out. That's good help defense by the RGV.
Yeah, and they weren't pass there by Mark Garcia of Corpus Christi Miller.
17-point game. The RGV Rebels scored 29 in the first quarter, 26 in the second. They put up 130 last night, and I was talking to Coach Molina, who has Hall of Fame numbers all over the board as far as games coached, games won as the layup goes in. As Elizondo scores 2 more. He said, Joe, I've been coaching a long time. I've never had a team score 130, ever. In any all-star game, any game I've ever coached. I looked up at the scoreboard last night. I was like, wow, we scored 130. Ball goes out of bounds. That'll be a turnover against the Coastal Bend. Poses pleading his case that one had to have been tipped. Now the official's going to come over, and Poses may win that. He's like, I'm not going to throw a pass 6 feet away from my teammate and not him touch it. Somebody had to deflect that.
They overturned the call. Ball goes back over to the Coastal Bend.
And it's one thing if it's a pass, a no look, but he was dead looking at the player, and then it went 6 feet away. Something had to happen in between his hands and when it went out of bounds. Poses has the ball. Coastal Bend, shot clock at 22. Off the dribble is Dominguez, draws traffic, and Ty Dominguez. Looks like he'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
It speaks volumes for the referees to have their little meeting to get that right call out for him.
Ty Dominguez, 5'10", sophomore out of King, averaged 16 points a game this year, 6 rebounds as well. Got a 6th man award, had a rough start to the district opponent only with a few buckets, and he couldn't find any rhythm until the last 3, and then he went crazy. His best basketball memory, playing one of the best basketball players ever to come. He took on Nate Garcia. Now he's his teammate here in this thing. That shot misses. Ball goes out of bounds. That's the beauty of All-Stars when you don't have to guard guys that you were up against all your career.
Well, the game that we did with Kingsville and Bishop at HM Kingsville.
That was a great game. Coastal Bend with the ball. Dominguez has it, takes it left side, and finishes. Ty Dominguez with 2 more. Coastal Bend cuts the lead back down to 17 that you see. 7 seconds left on the clock. Coastal Bend will have the ball out of bounds. We'll be coming up on the halftime break here. Pass into traffic. That's nearly stolen. It goes out of bounds off the Coastal Bend. Here's a 3 on the way in the corner that won't go. Rebound by McClure. Outlet pass. Dominguez has time. Lets it go. And Belvin nearly tips it in. Can't get it to 5. First half is in the books here on South Padre Island at the Convention Center. SoPadre.com, one of our sponsors here on Rio Sports Live. Again, this game and all of this weekend are brought to you in part by Alan Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram out of Aransas Pass, Texas. Scan that QR code. Take a look at their inventory, take a look at their website, but more importantly, remember Alan Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Aransas Pass. If you get a chance this week, stop by. Tell them thank you. Tell them you saw their QR code on the broadcast. It helps us in what we're doing. We don't charge fans. We don't charge schools to broadcast our games. It's all about advertising, and we're looking for Alan Samuels to team up with us here on Rio Sports Live. We're at the halftime break. We'll come back with statistics, and we'll also have a rundown of some first half highlights. Girls on the floor right now. Yes, their championship game will end this with an 8 o'clock scheduled tip. We know that's a little behind schedule. But we'll talk about that and more after this on Rio Sports Live.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond. We are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We're the Red Texans, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Back here at the halftime break, Joe Gomez, your thoughts after one half of play in which the RGV Rebels lead it 62-46.
I mean, both teams are going at it. Not only are they playing for pride in that trophy, they're pretty much playing for bragging rights. It's a turnaround for the Coastal Bend boys because last night, first game they did, they were at 75 at halftime. And tonight, it's the opposite.
Scored 46. Joe, I've been talking about Alan Samuels again, trying to get them to be one of our advertising partners. You alone know in the Coastal Bend the importance of trying to get the advertisers to come on board because we're not going to charge fans. We don't charge schools to broadcast it. It's all about advertising. I know Alan Samuels has been talking with a lot of interest in being a part of what we do.
That's correct. You know, big shout out to Alex Garcia and to Gil Molina, GM there at Alan Samuels Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Aransas Pass. They do a lot of community involvement throughout the Coastal Bend, and they see us as the same thing. You know, we do a lot for the community involvement, and they want to team up.
We certainly hope that we are able to accommodate and bring them on board. And so many advertisers talk about that they want to help us, and then a lot of them are like Minnie, and that is, I'll just do it during football season, and the other sports and the other teams kind of get left by the wayside. And when that operating capital goes away, that means we have to be real creative on how we get crews in the right position to cover our games. 62-46 is your score. Here's your halftime highlights on Rio Sports Live. Have a media break, and we'll see substitution. Garcia scores again, and Nate's got 8. 5-point lead. RGV back with the ball. 3 on the way from the left wing. Count that. Stays on the dribble against Josh Poses on an isolation. Gets it over to Guajardo. Here's a 3 in the corner for the lead. Count it. Even more. Here's a steal by the RGV. Pass ahead. Spinning in traffic. Left-hand glass. Count that. Johnny Beltran for 2. Gets it back to McClure. He can hit from there. Lets it fly. Missed it off the front of the rim. Long rebound out to Jones. Jones, right side outlet pass to Beltran. Beltran goes left side. He's left-handed. That's his strong side. Missed it. There's Luigi Cristiano, and count that. Garcia for the Coastal Bend. Outlet pass to A.J. Lopez. Now they've got numbers on the back side of this. And a finish right there. Back on the other side. Spin it out for Martinez. Into the corner it goes. There's a 3. Count that. RGV Rebel All-Stars. Guajardo to Smith to Martinez. Corner 3. Elizondo. Bury it. It goes. A deep 3. That's off the front of the rim. Martinez rebound. Spins it outside to Guajardo. Guajardo for 3. Buries it. Coming up on the halfway point of the second. Landry off the dribble, has that tipped away, stolen, a pass ahead to Martinez, one man to beat, and he does. To try to offset this 13-point deficit. They go inside to Malachi Wynn, back outside for a Herrick 3, oh yeah. Given that the points are in the book.
Not only was Herrick at 29-5A first team.
And there's a 3 by Ethan Jerediah. Back to a 13-point lead for the RGV Rebels. Lopez trying to isolate Malachi Wynn. Goes against Luigi Cristiano, and he fades away and makes it. There as well. Spins it over. Jerediah thought about it. We're inside 10 on the shot clock. Balzadua tries to spin past the defender. Gets it outside. Shot clock down to 3. Here's a 3 on the way, and it's good. Cristiano has it. Luigi can bring the ball up, and he does. Again, he has range. Thought about that three, steps it inside to Jeremiah. Fadeaway jumper, soft touch, got it. The team in scoring, but that made free throw has 11. Jeremiah lobs it inside into traffic. Beltran with a nice catch. Here's a three by Fortinelli, and he got it. And he got it. Again, those shooters, when they're out there waiting for that pass and their feet are already squared up, are just outright deadly. Garcia, fadeaway. Oh, count that. McClure three, won't go. Rebound by the Rebels. Outlet pass. Fortinelli. He got it and got fouled.
On Bishop at HM Kingsville.
That was a great game. Coastal Bend with the ball. Dominguez has it. Takes it left side and finishes. Have a media break and we'll see substitution. Garcia scores again and Nate's got 8. 5-point lead. RGV back with the ball. 3 on the way from the left wing. Count that. Stays on the dribble against Josh Poses on an isolation. Gets it over to Guajardo. Here's a three in the corner for the lead. Count it. Even more. Here's a steal by the RGV. Pass ahead. Spinning in traffic. Left-hand glass. Count that. Johnny back here in our halftime show. That's some of the highlights of the first half. Reminding you fans, we're going to have highlights of this entire 2-day event here on Rio Sports Live. All of the games. When it's all said and done, we'll have 12 games in the books featuring all-stars from 57 different schools, 135 players, boys and girls from the Coastal Bend, from Laredo, and from the RGV here on our Rio Sports Live formats. The halftime break, it's the RGV Rebels on top by the score of 62-46. Christian Guajardo leading the way with 11 points in double figures, the only player for the Rebels. Matter of fact, only 2 players with double figures scoring in the ball game thus far. Nate Garcia leads all scorers. That's on the Coastal Bend side with 13 points. A lot of players are scoring. Running down the Rebels, Elias Fortinelli with 8 points in the first half. Isaiah Reyes, Gianni Beltran, Kenneth Jones, Ethan Jeremiah, all with 6 apiece. Jerry Martinez has 5. Arian Arlazando has 5. Andrew Almeida scored 5 in the first half. Luigi Cristiano netted with 4. Nate Garcia had 13 points, again leading the way for the Coastal Bend. Ty Dominguez with 8. Pete Herrick was 7. Malachi Wynn was 6. Mark Garcia with 4. Josh Poses also with 4. AJ Lopez 3. And Caden McClure finished with 1 in the first half for the Coastal Bend. Coastal Bend All-Stars comprised of the roster that we set up from Bishop, Santa Gertrudis, Miller, Flower Bluff, West Oso, Corpus Christi Veterans, HM King, Aransas Pass, and Robstown. On the RGV Rebels, you're talking about Rio Hondo, St. Joseph, Brownsville Pace, Edinburgh Economides, Westaco, Santa Rosa, McCallum Memorial, Marine Military Academy, Sherryland Pioneer, Brownsville Rivera, and PSJA North. That's just a mix of some of the athletes that you're seeing here in this showcase in these 2 days. Girls action coming up. I'll talk about that championship game after the break. Thanks again for tuning in during our halftime break. We head to the second half right after this on Rio.
Winning District has advanced its legacy in curriculum, athletics, and fine arts. Teachers are driving the frontier of technology, bringing industry to the classroom. On and off the field, Brownsville ISD students engage in the experiences that make them college and career ready. Brownsville Independent School District, the best choice.
And he throws it down. Back here on Real Sports Live, here we go in the second half. Joe, adjustments? Is it just plain make shots here, play some defense? What do you see? Maybe will have to be done here for the Coastal Bend to get back in this thing down 16.
I believe they Coach Corey Haywood made some adjustments, so should see him.
They got scorers, and Nate Garcia goes to work. There's your leading scorer in the first half. Now he's got 15. Coastal Bend with the first 2 points of the second half. They put up 28 in the first quarter, 18 in the second. Here's a steal by Lopez. Garcia has it in the backcourt, gets it to Dominguez. Dominguez brings it front side. Ty Dominguez. Got a screen left side, had a man inside, just missed Garcia. Now they'll go inside, and it's going to be Belvin. Belvin goes up, off the glass, got that. 4-0 run for the Coastal Bend to start the third quarter. Lead down to 12. for the RGV. Martinez, here's a deep three by Guajardo. That one won't go. Rebound by Nate Garcia for the Coastal Bend to Belvin. Belvin goes baseline. He's stronger in there. Misses a shot. Good defense played by the Rebels. And here they come on the fly. Outside, Martinez three. That's short. Long rebound. Garcia has it for the Coastal Bend. Has Lopez on his right wing. Got it in his hands. Lopez steps through and got it. A.J. Lopez. That's a 6-0 run by the Coastal Bend. And just like that, it's a 10-point game. Joe Gomez, if the adjustments were made, advantage right now, Coastal Bend.
Yeah, Coastal Bend, they got a lot of, should I say, firepower. They're real quick. So both teams do complement each other. So it's going to be an exciting second half. We got these 12-minute periods, so.
12 minutes and a 30-second shot clock. Won't be anything called a delay. We had the last game, both teams were in the hundreds. We've had several games in which the teams have reached the century mark in scoring.
Yeah, there were 6 of them in the showcase.
6 games already, in which at least one team scored 100.
Yep.
62-52 is your score. First 6 points here of the second half, owned by the Coastal Bend. It's the RGV Rebels with the ball on the baseline, and they'll bring it up. Christian Guajardo is the leading scorer right now with 11 points in the game for the Rebels. Outside it goes. On the dribble is Fortinelli. Fortinelli takes it inside, and he'll finish there.
A strong move by Fortinelli.
Fortinelli, he's in double figures with 10. Coastal Bend, Garcia fadeaway jumper. Man, he's getting it going now. 2 more for Garcia. He's got 17. Couple of minutes gone here in the third quarter. Leonard Smith on a clear out. He's got range out there too. Pulls up, missed it. Garcia gets a rebound. Quick pass ahead, stolen by Jerry Martinez. Martinez on a 3-on-2, spins it over. Corner 3, answer, yes sir. Christian Guajardo for 3 more. That all started with the defense of Martinez and then the heads-up vision to see the open shooter in the corner. Coastal Bend, Lopez, defended by Leonard Smith, and Smith will be called for the foul. Stops play here with 9:34 to go here in the third quarter. Basketball rolled under the table over there. Our appreciation to the coaches that assisted us with even providing the basketballs. Marine Military Academy, Coach Molina helped us out there. Coastal Bend going to work. Belvin steps out from the arc, no good. Tip rebound, though, to Ty Dominguez. Dominguez out of that corner, brings it away, hands it off to Lopez. Lopez guarded by Martinez, takes him right side. Help comes on the defensive side, and a foul will be called, and Ty Dominguez will get to the line. Dominguez, just a sophomore, 5'10", 16 points, 6 rebounds. Again, he was talking about getting to play with Nate Garcia. And yeah, you have a run like they had this year, and you're a sophomore, you just set the bar really high for your junior and senior year, what to duplicate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, but expectations are high.
RGV Rebels with the ball. Staying outside, they'll bounce it into Smith's hands. Smith steps through, no look pass right side, and it's one of those, that's an all-star type pass. If it gets there, it means that an all-star had to make an adjustment to get to it. Those are players that you got to be on the floor a little bit with each other in order to get those kind of passes to go. Here's an outright steal by Guajardo, then he gets fouled, and that'll take us to our media timeout under 9. 67-54 your score. Our game brought to you once again in part by Alan Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram out of Aransas Pass, Texas. Here's the QR code. Scan that if you will. And at the very least, tell them thank you for assisting us in our broadcast. Coastal Bend talking it over They've outscored the RGV Rebels 8-5, and the third quarter continues after this.
I love what I do. I
love
really
what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
We're the Harlingen South Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Costal!
Back here on Real Sports Live, there's the Coastal Bend on the sidelines talking it over. There's the RGV Rebels. Jammer Ruiz, he was on camera right there as he backs out. Going mobile with the camera on the baselines here at the Convention Center in South Padre Island. SoPadre.com. Yes, they're one of our advertising sponsors throughout the year. They have been for a few years now. Martinez out of the timeout. Misses a shot off the runner. Rebound by the Coastal Bend. Outlet pass to Malachi Wynn. Wynn gets it ahead to McClure. Nice catch. McClure. Nothing there. Now finds Wynn. Cuts through. Misses it. Rebound by Guajardo, and here comes the Rebels. Guajardo takes it left side to Smith. Missed it, got fouled. Leonard Smith will get to the free throw line. Good vision on both sides of the floor there by guys willing to deliver passes. Leonard, 6'2", senior, 15 points, 6 points, and 7 assists on the season. Co-MVP, academic All-State. His favorite game against Edinburgh High in the first round of the playoffs. Talking about the atmosphere. He also has a memory of beating Los Fresnos at their house last year, where he had 20 points and a triple-double. Here's Wynn stepping through. Malachi can finish, and he does.
Nice finger roll there in the paint.
68-56.
Got Smith
that
with
shot goes down.
Yeah, he got his putback up there. Got his own rebound.
Leonard Smith now has 3 points in the game. A double team as pressure came against the Coastal Bend. There's a near steal. Martinez takes it away. Hands it off to Almeida. Almeida rolls it behind the back pass inside to Smith. Lost control, got it back, shot it, blocked, foul call. Leonard Smith gets back to the free throw line. And he's talking about last year when he beat Los Fresnos. That Los Fresnos team was one coming off a historic run into the regional tournament. And they had firepower galore, including one Jerry Martinez on that team when Leonard Smith was able to beat them before Martinez made the switch over to Brownsville St. Joseph. Smith free throw, rolls off the mark, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. 70-56 your score. The line score, RGV Rebels 29 points in the first, 33 more in the second, and 8 here in the third. 28 for the Coastal Bend in the first quarter, 18 in the second, and 10 here in the third. Pressure again, a near steal. RGV Rebels taking a page out of the RGV Racers, which did employ full court pressure against this Coastal Bend team, and it produced an opportunity to come back in a game. Coastal Bend ball, Garcia on a clear out. Mark Garcia takes a hard spill. I appreciate everyone that assisted us in our broadcast here throughout the 2 days. Joe Gomez has been here since Friday night with the banquet. My wife Dahlia has been out in that lobby. Our thanks to Landon Jennings who assisted him, to Mr. and Mrs. Naro. Out there helping get all the players checked in and getting the programs and T-shirts in place. Hospitality here at the Convention Center has been top-notch for our first ever. Yes.
It's been a great venue.
Garcia to the free throw line. How about Andy Garcia over there on the public address announcing? He's done a terrific job. His voice is held up through, well, this is the 11th game that he's been at the helm. Smith kicks it outside. That's going to be a backcourt violation. Jerry Martinez lets it roll, finally touches it. Excuse me. It'll be Coastal Bend basketball out of bounds. My wife told me I could only announce a game if everything went really smooth. And, Joe, I was putting in a lot of steps this last 10 games to make sure it went smooth enough to get in this seat. I think I earned it.
Yeah, you sure did.
Including putting on the hat of a coach, okay?
Yeah. That was a hats off to Corey Haywood.
Oh, man, he came over and he's like, he met me at the bench. Like, unfortunate situation when the officials, in any venue, any kind of contest, you do everything you can to make sure the officials don't become the spotlight. And it's just unfortunate set of circumstances that the whistles set that up. RGV Rebels get it out to Fortinelli. Takes it inside traffic, and he'll get fouled. And in this case, Malachi Wynn, I think he's called for the foul. He's like, hey, man, this is an all-star game. I contested that. I get it. There's contact. And in a regular season game, you'll probably call that foul. But in an all-star game, got to let a little bit go.
I think there was more contact in the regional finals.
There was a lot of contact in the playoffs, my friend.
With HM Kingsville and Bernie, then Miller and Somerset.
Fortinelli able to hit one on the 2 attempts at the free throw line. Coastal Bend basketball, that's off the hands of Garcia. He's like, I was just cutting through. It was a token cut to make sure no defenders helped out. Don't give me the ball in the paint. Just shoot the ball if I'm going to dish it off. RGV Rebels with the ball. Martinez has it in the backcourt. Clear out for Jerry Martinez to go to work against Garcia. A lot of contact there. That's a charge. Good help defense by the Coastal Bend All-Stars. Because Jerry had the initial defender beat. He managed to turn his defender, Mark Garcia. And that's something you don't see in a lot of all-star games, is to help defense come up to set that screen. Credit there on the Coastal Bend. McClure off the dribble, takes it inside, floats that off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound Leonard Smith. Here come the Rebels. Smith straight down central. Tried to go for the layup and got fouled. And Leonard Smith will go back to the free throw line. Smith thus far in the game, 3 points, 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Should take us to the under 6 timeout, and it does. Girls Championship game a little bit later on. We'll feature the RGV Rebels and the RGV Racers. The Racers with an upset victory yesterday against the Coastal Bend girls. Again, prom coming into play, some other extracurricular activities within the UIL competition level. Kind of watered down some of the teams, including the Laredo boys and the Coastal Bend girls. Joe, there was all the Bishop girls weren't able to make it here. They brought their full strength, and some of the girls in the Corpus Christi school districts that had other things going on.
Yeah. There's also, and reaching out to coaches, when we started it, didn't realize that some of them were injured.
Some injured players, yes.
Had some major injuries to knees, MCLs.
We had some injuries happen on some of the teams after their rosters were set because they were playing softball still at the high school level, and we had some injuries there that occurred. Leonard Smith misses the first. There's no such thing as a perfect weekend in which you can set up a venue like this or set up an event,
right?
Because there's just too much going on. Travel sports, spring sports, summer sports. I don't care if you hold it in July, if you hold it in June, if you hold it in May. You're never going to stop and say everyone is available to come to one place at one time. So our appreciation to everyone that did commit and show up for these games.
Especially with the travel.
We handed out over 1,000 of the wristbands on ticket sales over the past couple of days. Some of those tickets were players which were given as part of their entry into this showcase. There's a travel called. It's another thing that a traditional all-star game. I've seen officials put the blinders on when guys are taking 3, 4, 5 steps in an all-star game. This is a little different on the competition level with a championship at stake. Missed 3 by Luigi Cristiano. Garcia has the ball, spins it out to Lopez for the Coastal Bend. They've been playing catch-up for a long while now after leading early in this game. Here's a 3 by Dominguez that won't go. Rebound by the RGV All-Stars. Isaiah Reyes secures the board. Hands it off, and here's Kenneth Jones out to Bazadua for 3. Yes, sir. David Bazadua for 3.
I call him Mr. Santa Rosa.
And now a steal and another basket. Upping the lead for the RGV Stars, and there's a foul called on Elizondo reaching through.
19-point lead, largest lead for the RGV Rebels.
Will they call that a shooting foul? They will. Nate Garcia. Don't care who you are, you get your number retired. You've done some stuff. 2,700 points plus for H.M. King. It's one of those rare special guys that comes through a program. Garcia at the free throw line already has 17 points here in this game alone. Add another. Garcia with another. Gets that to go. Coastal Bend with some pressure in the backcourt. RGV Rebels bring it ahead. Arian Elizondo with the ball. Wants a 3. That's short off the rim. There's Kenneth Jones, put it up and in. Jones for the Rebels. Nobody blocked him out, and he is one of those guys that can do that. Garcia for 3. He's one of those guys that can do that. That counts for 3. 16-point game. Bazadua spins, left side, missed it. Offensive rebound, Luigi Cristiano, count it for 2. Luigi now with 6 points in the game. Here's Dominguez, he's left open from 3. Lets it go, no good. Rebound Bazadua. Check that, that's going to be Reyes. There's a steal by the Coastal Bend. Lopez off the left side, looking, now attacks in the paint, up and under, got it. A.J. Lopez scores his 7th point. Coastal Bend has outscored the RGV 19-16 here in this quarter. There's an offensive rebound. Count that, and a foul. To the free throw line goes Isaiah Reyes. Our replay by Josh Moody Loans, and watch Reyes going to work here. And to the free throw line. Completes a 3-point play. (84-65). Coastal Bend with the ball. Garcia. Nate scores 2 more. He's got 24. RGV Rebels with the ball. Elizondo has it. Tipped and stolen by Lopez. Lopez takes it right side, attacks. Missed that layup. Rebound tipped out long. Picked up by Pete Herrick. Herrick gets it to Belvin. Belvin spins it out to Garcia. Garcia got a screen, pulls a 3, misses that one. Rebound to Kenneth Jones for the Rebels of the RGV. He attacks coast to coast. Soft touch won't go. Rebound in the paint, whistle blows, foul called. Jones called for the foul as he tried to tie up Nate Garcia.
Foul on the RGV Rebels.
17-point game here. 2:30 to go. In a normal high school game, you'd say that's a comfortable lead. With a 12-minute quarter and a shot clock and All the things we have in place here, that can go away quick. Garcia free throw. Number 1, no good. That was a 1-and-1. So it'll be RGV basketball. Here comes Jones again. Cristiano dishes inside. There's an assist, and Isaiah Reyes finishes. Reyes now with 16 points. Belvin on the other side. Reagan Belvin scores for the Coastal Bend.
Belvin from Aransas Pass, junior center, 6'3", 29-3A MVP.
Coastal Bend with the ball, or on the defensive end. There's a behind-the-back pass. That's off the mark, and Pete Herrick secures it. Out the pass to Nate Garcia. Garcia attacks, lays it in. Good. Nate Garcia has 26. Down to a 15-point game with 1:40 left here in the third. Bazaldua with a great crossover. Can't finish that. Jones tries to tip it. They'll say it's off the Coastal Bend players. It goes out of bounds. With a minute and some change left here in this third quarter. Jones, Bazaldua, 3 off the mark, goes out of bounds. Coastal Bend will have it. Down 15, Joe. If they can get it to 10 to start the fourth, they got to be feeling pretty good. An inadvertent whistle blows. The officials going to talk it over amongst themselves. Shouldn't have been immediate timeout.
No, he looked at the coach.
I'm going to have to step aside. Ruben, take the clock.
Real Sports Live. Ruben Rodriguez with you. Joe Bowling had to step aside for a few moments, but
I think there was a fan.
And Joe Bowling will be back with y'all momentarily. 86-71, 15-point lead here for stop and play once again. And MMA up here, 86-51, 122 left to play. Big play, gets some score making. Isaiah Reyes put up a point, 16 points, no rebounds, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Kenneth Jones, the MMA junior, 8 points, no rebounds, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. We're set to go and we're underway. Taking this one account here, running that one on the side. 3 ball up, that one falling short. Pete Herrick on the shot attempt. Loose ball picked up by Nate Garcia, gonna put this up, and a foul called. Nate Garcia will go to the line. Foul the game here.
Back here, it's an 86-71 game. Clock's running. We'll stop that. There's 1:09 left as Nate Garcia goes to the free throw line. Misses that one. He'll miss that too. Rebound saved though by the Coastal Bend. They'll get a reset on this trip down. Handoff inside and a finish that time by Pete Herrick.
Pete Herrick out of Corpus Christi Flower Bluff, junior guard.
Here's Jones with the ball. Hands it off to Elizondo. Contact there. That'll be a blocking foul. And so Arian Elizondo will get to the free throw line for the RGV boys. Elizondo, 6-foot senior, McCallum Memorial. Average 19.7, 4 boards, 3 assists. His favorite memory this year was the Mac High game, beating them for the first time in 4 years while he was there. Also, his best basketball memory was getting to go to Corpus with his team and making some memories together. Here he's playing against a lot of these kids from the Corpus schools in this showcase. Made the first free throw. He'll get a second. For Arian Elizondo, he's got 6 points. Misses that one. Long rebound out. And Kenneth Jones is there for the offensive board. Elizondo lets that one fly. No good. Belvin gets a rebound. Out to Dominguez. Dominguez looking for Lopez, but Balzadua kicks it out of bounds. And so it will be the Coastal Bend Stars with the ball. Dominguez got a screen, spins away, got a second screen. Good job on front and a cut through, and Belvin just couldn't catch that pass. Here's Elizondo, one man to beat, elevates, lays it up, no good. Tipped up and in by Balzadua. Balzadua for 2. There's a turnover. Balzadua, that's his first 2 points of the game. Thought he had points earlier. 16-point lead for the RGV. They can take this down to the last shot. Shot clock is off. Jones has it. Got to the free throw line. Kenneth Jones misses that. Rebound by Belvin in the fourth quarter will be next. 89-73, the lead by the RGV Rebels. This game brought to you in part again by Allen Samuels, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram out of Aransas Pass, Texas. Want to know more about them? How about this? There's your QR code. Click on that. Scan that if you will. Take a look at the inventory at Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Allen Samuels and Aransas Pass. Also, be sure you go by and see them. If nothing else, to say thank you for helping us bring another broadcast here on Real Sports Live. There's the Coastal Bend All-Stars. They got to figure out a 16-point deficit and what to do with that after this.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts.
Back here in Real Sports Live, and here we go. Fourth quarter for the RGV All-Stars. They lead by 16, and there's a travel called. And so that will give the ball to the Coastal Bend. Poses off the dribble. Takes it right at the defenders, and he gets fouled, and Josh Poses will head to the free throw line. One thing about it on the Coastal Bend side, down 16, you look at the Caden McClures, the Josh Poses, the Nate Garcias. There are prolific scorers on this floor right now that can just flat out go off.
Especially from the arc.
Poses, first free throw. Good. Anytime you can score points with that clock not running.
Josh is a senior point guard for Corpus Christi Miller. He's a 26-4A first-team All-District selection.
Second free throw is also good. For Poses. Here comes Leonard Smith off the layup. Got that.
Strong move by Smith.
For Leonard Smith, he's got 6 points. The lead is back to 16. Poses to win. Win off the dribble. Pass the double team. Now they take it away from him. Ethan Jeremiah gets it ahead. Jerry Martinez lays it in. Two points there. Whistle blows. They'll head to the sidelines on the timeout. 93-75. The RGV Rebels put up 130 last night, Joe. They're going to hit the century mark and some here today. So what's it going to take to win this game? How many points?
Might be 150.
Could be.
Yeah.
Back after this. Of higher education and beyond. We are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We're the Red Texans, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Josh Moody Loans, just one of our sponsors here on Rio Sports Live. We appreciate them for all they do to assist us in broadcasting the games. If you're watching our games, remember, the advertisers that you see when we take our commercial breaks, that is the 100% reason why we're able to do anything anymore on broadcasting games. That pass intended for win, ricochets off the backboard. Leonard Smith has it for the RGV Rebels. Here's Jerry Martinez pulling the trigger on a three, and he gets it. Martinez now in double figures has 10. We talked about all the prolific scores on the Coastal Bend side. Well, then you look on the other side, guys like Jerry Martinez, an all-stater. Hit that three. Poses to the free throw line. Josh Poses, 6 points, 3 of 4 at the line in the game. Shooting 2. The telling quarter was the second here in this game. After a 29-28 first quarter score, with the Rebels on top 1, they went on to outscore the Coastal Bend Stars 33-18 in the second. And that opened up that double-digit lead. There's a lane violation on that free throw. The double-digit lead, which just the Coastal Bend have been chasing ever since, Joe. They just never could catch that last break.
A lot of missed shots and, of course, the three-pointers.
Now down 20. Johnny Beltran heads to the free throw line. Makes the first. Beltran's second one is a little short. Coastal Bend with the ball. Off the dribble is Landry. Landry, and that's a blocking foul, and Donovan Landry's going to get to the line. Stopping the clock with 10:30 remaining. And so Landry will step to the line. Landry, West Oso product. Joe?
Yeah. Again, we'll get to see him with the West Oso Bears against the Miller Bucks. Those 2 games. One on New Year's Eve. The other one was on January 25th, I believe, at West Oso.
Donovan, a 6'4" senior, averaged 8 points and 6 rebounds a game. Honorable mention first team. He scored 18 points against Calhoun. Was his favorite memory this past season. 20-point lead. Contact in the backcourt as the ball goes out of bounds. The RGV Rebels will get the ball. (97-77). Layup left side that won't go. Rebound Leonard Smith for the RGV Rebels. Smith, no-look pass on the baseline, and contact occurs there, and a foul. Another free throw chance as Ethan Jarediah will head to the line for the RGV.
At the line for the RGV Rebels, number 1, Ethan Jarediah.
Ethan Jarediah on the season for the Rio Hondo Bobcats was part of a team that made it into the 3rd round of the playoffs. Kind of took everyone by surprise in their run. His favorite game this year was when they played against Crystal City in the playoffs. Back and forth game. His best basketball memory is being selected as the offensive MVP this year for his district. His quote, proving that hard work does pay off. And I know Ethan is part of a summer program in which he put in a ton of work to steadily improved throughout his high school career. Made one of two there.
21-point lead.
Poses with the ball. Yeah, it's the biggest lead of the game. Here's Herrick. Herrick spins it in the corner. Lopez guarded, got a screen. Gets it outside. Here's a three on the way. That won't go, but a foul called. And Nate Garcia is going to get to the free throw line for three. And this is about the time you better draw that line in the sand if you're coming back in this game or not for the Coastal Bend All-Stars.
Yeah, this is where that sense of urgency kicks in.
Nate Garcia has been playing with some urgency all game long. He's got 26 points. First one here rolls off the mark. Two more coming up on the trip. Ruben Rodriguez will take over the play-by-play on the girls' championship game. Second free throw by Garcia is good. He leads all scorers, by the way, with 27 points. Next one coming up by Nate Garcia is also good.
2 out of 3 for Nate Garcia.
Still 97-79. On the dribble is Christian Guajardo for the Rebels, and that's an offensive foul called on a screen set by Gianni Beltran. And that'll give the ball back to the Coastal Bend. If you're going to make a comeback, it's little things that have to go right first, such as an offensive foul, such as a foul on the other side on a three, clock not running, make some free throws, little things, and then you hit the big shots. Right now it's all set up, 9:25 to go. That team right there has that big lead. Will they protect it? We'll find out after this.
We envision that San Perlita ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
We are Santa Rosa.
Back here in Real Sports Live and back to action. Great job by Jason, switching all those camera views by our crew working. Bert Ruiz and Jammer Ruiz has been the steadfast near monuments standing on those baselines over there with cameras in hand. From game 1, day 1, through now game 11, day 2. Free throw up and in by Nate Garcia. I talked about the little things, Joe. And shooting free throws with the clock not running, trying to make a comeback, is in the recipe. Second free throw also good by Garcia. He's got 30. And it's a 16-point game. Martinez brings it ahead. We saw the Lightning last night do this against the RGV Rebels, make some comeback runs, and then the Rebels always found that extra gear. Martinez gets a screen. Stays out on top against Poses. Dishes it off. On the dribble is Guajardo. Guajardo spins. Good defense played there by the Coastal Bend. Shot clock down to 4. Now 3, 2, 1. They just get the shot away. Reset it. That shot goes up no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Coastal Bend will touch it last. Man, that was borderline shot clock violation on a Beltran shot that just caught rim. As that buzzer sounded. Media timeout. It's just for substitutions. Fourth quarter, these coaches have the option of substituting if they want in the fourth quarter. There's a whole system that I had to come up with. It took me about 5 hours, really, to sort this out. Number of players. It's a showcase. You got to guarantee playing time. You got 5 teams, you got 1 gym, you got 5 girls teams, still only 1 gym. You got 2 days to get a showcase in. And each game, you want to have enough time for players to play some quality minutes. So it's a hybrid win and you move on tournament bracket 1. And then the odd substitution patterns. Just trying to get it done. Here's a 3 for the Rebels. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound by Nate Garcia for the Coastal Bend. Garcia brings it up, guarded by Martinez. Finds Poses. Poses, takes it in the paint, got it in the air, let it go, count it, and a foul. Josh Poses for 2. Can I say it again, Joe? Little things.
Yep.
Chance at an and 1 here. Josh Poses with 9 points, 4 of 5 at the free throw line in the game. And that free throw's good.
Josh Posas for the Corpus Christi Miller Buccaneers was one of those go-to players when the games were on the line, especially from the three-point range.
13-point lead. Martinez, guarded by Lopez, takes him off the dribble and draws a foul. That's one thing about Jerry. He's worked so hard on that upper body strength, being able to handle the ball. When you're a scorer at the freshman and sophomore level, as he was playing for Los Fresnos, you know you got to get stronger because you're going to be defended. You're also a primary ball handler. He works his tail off in the off-season. There's no off-season really for Jerry Martinez. Misses that. Beltran there, helps him out, puts it in. Johnny Beltran with a stick back. Coastal Bend back with the ball. Quick layup. Whistle blows. Charge on the play. And we'll go the other way. And this is kind of what you felt yesterday against the Lightning. The Rebels would get that double-digit lead. Lightning would hit some shots, come back. You'd think, well, they're coming back. And then the Rebels was like, no, let's shift it back into fifth, and we'll move a little further away. Maintain the separation. Martinez, speaking of separation, isolated against Josh Poses. Takes him off the dribble, pulls up, shot it, made it, and got fouled. Jerry Martinez. $13 points. Two of 2 at the line for Martinez. In the game, makes that. 14 points. Century mark for the Rebels. They get to a 101. Here's Garcia. Garcia for 3. Missed that off the dribble. Rebound in the paint. Secured by Elias Fartinelli. Gets it over to Martinez. Martinez brings it up. Guarded by Poses once again. Isolated on a clear out. Takes him again off the dribble. Pulls up from 15. Poses blocks that one. Rebound taken down by Garcia. Overhead pass to Herrick. Herrick takes it off the dribble. Great crossover. Dishes off inside. Garcia catches, loses it, tries to pick it up. Herrick's there, and he gets fouled. That was just a loose ball. Nobody could get their hands on it. (102-84). Pete Herrick will get to the free throw line. Pete has 9 points in the game. First free throw's good.
That first free throw is.
What's his rundown, Joe?
He's from Corpus Christi Flower Bluff, junior guard, 6'2".
Just a junior. Second free throw, also good.
Boston Hornets also made a run there in the playoffs.
They had a lot of fun this year in the postseason.
29-5A with the likes of Veterans Memorial.
Jerry Martinez brings it up against Poses in the paint. Flips it off the rim, no good. Wynn has the rebound. Outlet pass coming up. Gets it out to Poses. Poses drifts it ahead to Garcia. Garcia through a double team, triple team. Missed a shot, got his own board again. Put that up. No good, he got fouled. And there is zero quit in Nate Garcia. He's got 30 points, Joe.
Talking to some of the coaches, And believe he was offered a scholarship to A&M Kingsville.
Yes, sir. I confirmed that after talking with the parents who were coming in here earlier. Nate's next free throw is also good.
2 for 2, Garcia.
Nate with 32 points. The lead is at 14. Guajardo has the ball. Kicks it outside, now on the baseline. That pass is in there. There's a charge. Malachi Wynn steps in and takes a charge.
Again, the defensive player of the year.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back after this on Real Sports Live.
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
We are Edinburgh Villa and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child...
Back here, and we are back to action here in this fourth quarter of the championship game of the boys 2022 Stars Showcase from South Padre Island. Pass tipped out of bounds off the RGV Rebels. This is big shot time for the Coastal Bend. Start landing some shots here. This is where you have to make that one huge run that's needed. That's off the leg of Lopez. Good defense played by the Rebels. And so the RGV Rebels will get the ball. Substitution into the game as Arian Elizondo checks in. Coastal Bend will be pressing in the backcourt. Clear out for the Rebels to bring it ahead. Rebels being patient. Again, with the shot clock, you can't milk too much time off, but you can take some time off. Here's a three by Cristiano, and Luigi finds the range. Luigi Cristiano steps out. He's got 9 points.
You got to see the stream with the St. Joe and St. Augustine in Laredo.
Those were some fun games. Fadeaway jumper by Malachi Wynn won't go. Rebound by Cristiano. Outlet pass. Now they've got numbers. Lob it to the right side, and Wynn shows some real hustle right there, my friends. That's coast to coast from one end of the baseline to the other to tip that out of bounds. They're going to call a jump ball and give the ball to the Coastal Bend. Again, I would give it to him just on the hustle of Malachi Wynn, because that is a big body getting from one end of the court to the other, Joe.
Yeah, he's 6'4", 6'5". So, yeah, he got that hustle.
There's a foul in the backcourt. Poses will walk to the other side and shoot some free throws. Josh Poses, again, was one of those guys. It's like you had all that athleticism, the size, and the scorers, the Mari Listers, the Malachi Wins, and then there's Poses, averaging 7+ points a game. Ends up being a first-team All-District. His favorite game, he too, was when they played Stafford in the third round. Called that the revenge game after the year before they lost. His best basketball memory was he got to stay in the motel with the team and having fun together outside the basketball court. Makes a free throw there. Josh Poses. Now the whistle blows. We'll go to the other side. Each player's allowed 6 fouls in this one, so I don't know that we've had anybody foul out in the 2 days. 4:38 to go. It's a 15-point game. Christian Guajardo to the free throw line. Guajardo with 15 points. Misses the first there. 23 free throws shot by the RGV Stars. 27 free throws shot by the Coastal Ben. Next free throw good. 1 of 2 for Guajardo. Coming up on the 4.5-minute mark, Garcia gets it outside. Mark Garcia off the dribble. Yep, nope, missed on the left hand. Martinez, overhead pass. Guajardo, he can't finish. Rebound, Cristiano. There again, Luigi for 2 more. 18-point lead as Cristiano now in double figures. Layup on the other side, miss. That's 2 layups in a row.
Yeah, they got the opportunities, just not going in.
Now the other side. How about this? Layup good. Elias Fortinelli for 2. Takes the lead up to 20 just like that. Missed a couple layups, Joe, and the RGV Rebels, again, they always seem to find that next gear.
Yep.
Back after this.
Academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
We are La Villa, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Uniforms, etc., you're gonna find the opportunity to purchase the best high-quality scrubs. Soon after I learned about how the EDC was helping out the community, and so I did meet with Ms. Castillo. She made it very easy, very friendly, and she walked me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without their help.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen.
Back here in Real Sports Live, and we are back to action. 110-90 is your score. The RGV All-Stars on top. Now keep the ball outside. And the ball goes through a double team. It's kicked out of bounds. Poses now, catches for the Coastal Ben. Out between the circles, shot clock down to 3. Herrick gets inside and lays it in. Beat the buzzer. Pete Herrick with 13 now in the game. RGV Rebels with the ball. Jerry Martinez brings it across. Beats a man off the dribble. Takes it inside, floats it from 15, and countered again for Jerry Martinez. Rebels back up by 20. Now a steal, and here comes Arian Elizondo. Lobs it up, and near the finish above the rim as a shot nearly went down by Elias Fortinelli. Now one of the Coastal Bend players got shaken up just a bit, so they'll blow the whistle. And there'll be a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back after this.
Clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
I love what I do. I
love
really
what
do.
I'm doing. I love children. One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the widest assortment.
Back here on Real Sports Live as we are closing this one down. There's a steal and a layup up and in by Christian Guajardo. Guajardo now with 18 points for the Rebels. There's another Neal steal. There it is. Here's Guajardo. How about two more? Got it. Rebels now trying to close it out with a flurry to finish this thing out. Outside to Herrick. Herrick takes it against Luigi Cristiano. Out to Landry. There's another whistle.
At the line, number 3, Pete Harry.
Free throw good.
That first free throw, 8.
Pete Herrick in the game with 14. You talk about double figure scoring. Garcia with 32, Herrick 14, Josh Poses with 12. On the other side, 5 players in double figures for the RGV. Here's Cristiano, and a 3 for Luigi. Goes down. Cristiano with 14. AJ Lopez has the ball out for Landry. There's a long 3. That one won't go. Rebound tipped out to Herrick. He'll tee up a 3. Nothing doing. Martinez gets a rebound. Cristiano wants another 3. Misses that one. Rebound by Garcia or Poses. Poses brings it ahead. Behind the back pass, off of Garcia's hands. It goes out of bounds. That would have been a highlight, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of highlights, we'll have a highlight reel put together on this. I want to remind you, softball and baseball fans, our All-Star Weekend, our Showcase Weekends, are coming up in June. 18th and 19th for baseball, and the 25th and 26th for softball. Wait and watch for details on that. Right side layup. That's up and in by Arian Elizondo for the RGV Rebels. Coming up, the trophy presentation here on Rio Sports Live and the medal presentation for the players. Fadeaway jumper. Nate Garcia scores 2 more. Can you give a player the game on a losing team, Joe? He's got 34 points. There's a 3 misses. We're under a minute to go. Poses catches. Blocked by Martinez. Poses gets it back. This is inside. How about 2 more? Garcia. Nate Garcia with 2 more. He's got 36. And a timeout will be called by the RGV Rebels. .40 seconds left. Again, one more mention to Alan Samuels. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Aransas Pass, Texas, helping us out. They're on all the ticket stubs here. And there's their QR code. Scan the QR code. And please, if you will, stop by and tell them thank you here on Rio Sports Live. Myra Sports and More provided the shirts. Well, we bought the shirts from Myra Sports and More. They were a sponsor. Hopefully they'll return for football season. Same thing with Luke Furia Motors. We hope they come back for football season. Got a lot of broadcasts to cover between then and right now.
Looks like Nate Garcia is the most deserving, even if it's on a losing team. But
he certainly ended up with 36 points. Right now I'm eyeing Christian Guajardo, who had 20 for the RGV Rebels. And Leonard Smith throws it down. For Smith, he's got 8. Here's a 3 by Landry from half court. And that, my friends, is it. Final score, 123-98. The RGV Rebels are the champions of the 2022 Showcase Stars Showcase here on Rio Sports Live from South Padre Island. Our player of the game will be Christian Guajardo. And Christian Guajardo will get our player of the game on Rio Sports Live. And we're going to our trophy presentation.
Our Rio Sports Live player of the game goes to
finished with 20 points in the game on a team that had 5 players in double figures.
Congratulations to the RGV Rebels for winning the championship.
And here comes our trophy presentation to the RGV Rebels. And Coach Erasmo Molina, who directed the troops to the victory. Joe, final thoughts on the broadcast. I know you're heading home, but your thoughts on the showcase.
It was a great showcase from start to finish. All these young men and the young ladies from throughout South Texas. You know, I'm glad we were able to have a showcase to showcase the talent that we have down here, giving them the opportunity, hopefully, to get something for the next level.
Sounds good.
And I know we had possibly a handful of them that will get that opportunity.
Scholarships were available. Colleges were here. They were watching. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. On the boys' side, coming up the girls' championship game, Ruben Rodriguez, Kevin Naro, and the troops will take you home on that one. I at least got to call one game here. Hope you enjoyed it. My guys were terrific in support behind me, making my job pretty easy. Jason switching the dials, dialing in those camera angles. Bert and Jammer, Ruben all on the cameras. And again, everyone in support. Joe, thanks again for the broadcast.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
talk some
Thank
baseball
you.
and softball in the next week or so, and some football coming up as well.
Yes, sir.
Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Till next time, so long.